Okay, here we go. YouTube Live is launching for Free Will Dream for the first time. Testing. Can you hear me? Welcome, YouTube land. This is the first live stream for Free Will Dream. Let's see, are we live? Yes, we are. Welcome to you. Welcome to the live stream for Free Will Dream. This is the first live stream for Free Will Dream official after a number of tests. And I'm going to go live on Facebook as well. And we're going to talk about our dreams and pursuing them. And are you pursuing them? So hang with me. Going to go live on Facebook. Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday to you. I hope my voice is reaching you in a beautiful state today. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what part of the country or the world you're in, I hope that you are in good spirits. But if you're not, we can handle that as well. And I just want to point out that this is the first live YouTube stream for myself and Free Will Dream. I'm actually doing a live stream on YouTube as I'm talking to you to talk about this topic and increase the awareness of a very simple message that we all know. But the question is, do we dial in? Do we live it out? Or are we just in a place where we are existing and you find yourself just going in day to day, maybe trying to get through a difficult situation, or maybe you're just kind of lukewarm. You're not too excited. You're not completely depressed. You're just lukewarm. So, hey, Lori, how are you? How are you doing today on Saturday? Getting ready for some snow here in the northeast part of the United States. And I want to see, you're not doing too well. Is that what you're saying, Lori? I don't know. Maybe you hit that by accident, or it's okay. Hey, wherever you find yourself, that's where we need to talk about, right? So I'm on YouTube Live to build the YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook Live, and we want to talk about a very simple thing. And to me, it's simple, but I believe that the simplest things sometimes are the hardest things to implement. So where do you find yourself on this Saturday? And can we discuss this today? Is this something we can talk about today? Talking about where you find yourself? Oh, that was by accident. I'm okay. Okay. I thought maybe you were mad or angry. But welcome in. If you're just joining into this live stream, I'm actually streaming on YouTube Live for the first time in an effort to get this message out there. And I want to see where you find yourself today. Where are you on the emotional spectrum as we're getting ready to dive into talking about pursuing your dreams? Do people pursue their dreams? What stops us from pursuing our dreams? Is more possible for you in your current status? And I'll talk about my mission a little bit later. Most of you probably know it, but for you on YouTube here, you probably don't. This is the first live YouTube stream that I'm doing, and to me, it's really about uncovering the most important things. We're in the middle of January. There's a lot of people that started out with some New Year's resolutions. The more serious people call them goals, and they're focused on their goals, and there's 1,000 different ways and programs out there for you to tap into your goals and your most important thing. And we need them. We should have them 1,000%. But I pose a different angle, different way to look at this. Do you know your dream? Do you have a dream? A dream can be one thing, it can be a couple things, but usually it's only a couple things that really ignite us, really fire us up, really excite us. So what do you have to say today? Where do you find yourself? Tell me what's going on first. We can keep it simple. Let's talk about your Saturday. What's going on with you on this Saturday? Are you just chilling out? Are you hanging out? Are you in a state of figuring out what to do next? Maybe you have some plans tonight and you're like, here I am interrupting your day. But if you're chiming on, hopefully you're chiming on for a reason. If somebody looks at the subject line here and they click on it, hopefully it's enough to get you intrigued, to get you stirred up, to get you thinking about something a little different. And for those of you just joining, I'm also doing a YouTube stream here for the very first time. It's really kind of a test. We'll see how it comes out. But what is going on with you? I am talking about what stops us from pursuing our dreams. And is more possible for you? Can we gain more clarity around this? Is clarity something we get before we take action, or is clarity something that happens as we move along? What do you think it is? How does clarity play out for you? Do you have clarity right now? Are you in a state of clarity? Or are you in a state of lack of clarity? Do you find yourself wondering what to do next? Where do you find yourself today? And get the conversation going. What stops us from pursuing our dreams? Could it be life circumstance, life situation? If you ask people about their dream, or you ever watched an interview of an athlete that has won a championship, or somebody that has achieved some great thing, they always say, what? Do they say it was a goal come true? Did they say, oh, it was a goal achieved? They might, but more often they say what? It was a dream. It's a dream come true. Isn't that the words that people use? They don't say, oh, it was a goal come true. They say it was a dream come true. But when we fast forward back to this conversation in your day-to-day world, do we talk about dreams coming true? Or do we talk about, I got to set my goals, I got to get into action, I got to do this. And I believe in goals, and like I said earlier when I opened this up, there's 1,000 goals programs out there. You can find them everywhere, and I believe in goals wholeheartedly, 1,000%. But what I believe in more is tapping into your heart. The direction that you're going in is more important than the actual goals. Hey, Sue. Hey, Tony. Thanks for joining. What is my big dream? My big dream is to help thousands of people with this very message. My dream is to deliver this message and reach the masses of people that will get clear on what the direction of their life. The research says that most people out there are not going in a direction that's congruent to their dreams, their high aspirations, what their heart is dictating. And there's different things that drive people and why they do that. And they might end up with success, but not fulfillment. And I want to get to the heart of that. And I'm on YouTube here, and I don't want to ignore the YouTube audience there as well. And just opening up this conversation to what stops us from pursuing our dreams. Is more possible for you? Forget about me. What about you? Is more possible for you? But it's my mission is to help you uncover what it is for you. And not just so it's on the shelf, but it's something that is a daily part of your life, something that you talk about with your family, your friends, your close friends, maybe not everybody. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate the feedback, and I always love the feedback. It's a Saturday, it's a weekend, it's middle of January, and we're talking about your dream. And I always use the analogy, wouldn't you want your children to follow their dreams? Don't we encourage our children to follow their dreams? And when we get to adulthood, maybe a chosen few or a small few of us have done that, but more often than not, are people following their dreams out there? What do you think? don't take my word for it. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just some guy. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think the majority of people are following their dreams? Or do you think the majority are not? And when I say dream, and even as I'm doing this Facebook Live post, the very title of this will probably disengage people. And when I went to put this up there, I kind of struggled with the title because when you talk about dreams, it even says in the dictionary that a dream is something that's far off in the future that we can almost we reach our arm out. It's just outside of our grasp. And as I put this topic up today for this Saturday, I even thought to myself, people may not engage in this. People may not engage in what stops us from pursuing our dreams because we're too busy existing. We're too busy in survival mode. We're too busy trying to get through the day. What do you mean dreams? It's like I can't even think about a dream. I got too much going on. I got to take care of my family. Maybe I got some health challenges. Maybe I'm dealing with some loss. And you're here talking about pursuing your dreams. So I realize what dream triggers in people, but at the same time, I'm going to bring it to you because I want you to uncover it. I want you to figure out what yours is and start to get into action. Hey, Laura, responsibilities and time sometimes stop us. I'm exhausted by the end of the day to follow them as much as I'd like. What's your advice for that? I appreciate your question, and I appreciate you bringing to the table something that would resonate with just about everybody. Time stops us. At the end of the day, I'm exhausted, and to follow them, I'm exhausted to follow them as much as I'd like. So by that phrase, it means that you are engaged at some level because you said, I'm exhausted, and I'm not following them at the level that I want to. So that means you are somewhat engaged. I would, the thing that I do, and I have a live event coming up February 4th, and I got an exciting interview that I'm going to be doing on the 21st. I'm going to be driving. I call it Free Will Dream on the Road. But to answer your question, what I do is, number one, to create clarity, number one. But clarity, you may not have it in the very beginning because clarity is dynamic. But we create enough clarity to get you in motion. And then the next thing is to build purpose and meaning around it. Because the more purpose you have, the more you become inspired. And when you become more inspired, action flows from that. Because, you probably can relate to this. Have you ever been in a situation where you were doing something you love? Maybe you were traveling. Maybe you were in a relationship with somebody and you didn't get any sleep. Or you got very little sleep, or maybe you were up all night. But you still weren't tired. You were still excited. You were in a place. You were going to go travel to sightsee, or to go to an event, or you were in a relationship and you were going to go somewhere with that person. And you didn't feel tired, but you didn't have any sleep. So what's the difference between that and I'm tired, I don't want to pursue my dream? Is because of the meaning, the purpose, the situation around it. It's the definition, the way we defined it. And is life controlling us, or do we have a say in what we want to do? And Sue is chiming in here saying, most old patterns do not think big enough. They are afraid to fail, so they don't always try. They worry about the hows to get there. Yeah, I think this came up on another live feed we were doing about when you are so hyper-focused on the how, you won't get moving. You'll kind of stay where you are. And old patterns, we all have old patterns. We all have triggers that can keep us from pursuing it, keep us from even trying to figure it out. Maybe we don't even have a dream, or we don't know what it is. Really, I think it's a question of not knowing what it is in the very moment, and then you're just living, you're existing. Why don't we change that? Why don't we change that? That's what my mission is to change that, is to let's wake up, and wherever you find yourself, if you're somebody who you can't even think, I don't even have a dream, or you're somebody that You have a dream, but maybe you're not engaging at the level that you want. I've developed these tools and strategies around getting through that, getting clear, and coming up with a plan around it and fitting it into your life so that it's a part of your life. Because what I know is the level that I can help you engage, the more fulfilled you're going to be. And that's exciting. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate it. I hope I am. And listen, I want all feedback. Whatever your feedback is, because your feedback helps me. If something doesn't resonate with you, tell me it doesn't. If it does, tell me it does. I want to hear what your feedback is, because to me it's important to get your feedback to hone and improve what I'm doing. Because if I'm going to reach thousands of people, what I'm doing in this very moment may have to change. So I'm open to your feedback, and I'm open to what you have to say, and to I'll change and figure this out. And the same thing with YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube right now. And I want to get this message out. This is just a teaser. It's really kind of a test, but it's live, and I want to see how this turns out on YouTube as well. But talk to me. Let's talk. Let's get real. Let's get into this. Let's get into what stops us from pursuing our dreams. Is more possible for you as you're listening to my voice? Is more possible? And probably you say, of course more is possible. But maybe there's some people that say no. I think most people would say, of course, Austin, more is possible for me. But there might be some people out there going, no, I don't think there's more that's possible for me. And I welcome both of you, both groups, both categories to step up. And let's gain some clarity today around this. Can we gain clarity today around this? And my mission is to take this message to help thousands of people through a program that I created. I have an event on February 4th, and I would like you or somebody that in your life that you feel could benefit from this to share it. But let's hear what you have to say. Do you have a dream right now? Everyone needs a coach. You have a great message. Thank you, Sue. Everyone needs a coach. And I have another feed that I'm going to do later that I've mapped out. I'm not going to get into it now, but it talks all about that. And I don't consider myself, I just literally struggled with something myself. And once I uncovered it, and I uncovered what my gift is and what my calling is, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I have a message to tell people. And my research and personally talking to hundreds of people in other research that I've done is that most people are not living the life that they want. They're not even on the path. They're not even on the road. They just kind of checked out. And they're just existing, trying to get through the day. Can we change that today? Can we change that today? Can you and I make a shift today and change that? And what advice would you give somebody? What advice would you give somebody that doesn't even have a dream, or they don't know what to do next? What advice would you give them? Do you have any advice for people that you think they feel stuck? They feel stuck. They're not sure what to do next. All right, let's get this going. So let's hear, do you know somebody in your life that has fulfilled a dream? Have you fulfilled a dream in your life so far? Talk to me. Because I know there's a lot of parents that listen to this too, and I always say, don't you want your children to pursue their dreams? And if you do, why not pursue your dream if you haven't done it already? It seems like there's only a small percentage of people that say that they're actually living their dream, or they're pursuing it even. Small percentage even pursuing it. Hey, Lori, thanks for chiming in. It can be scary to make a change. You know you need to change, but worry about the consequences. 1,000%. When you go to make a change, it is scary. It is scary. And so there's reasons why we do that. And I go into great detail on this when I do a live event. But it's true, and it's something that can resonate with a lot of people because change can be scary, especially when we're settled into life. But it's interesting, we settle into life, but then we grow and learn, and we have new perspectives that could lead us to a better life, but we stick with the old one because we feel like we're stuck. And I'm here to tell you from my heart to yours, you are never stuck. You might be in some extremely challenging circumstances and situations, but you are never stuck. And I want you, if you feel stuck, I want to invite you to get unstuck. And I want to invite you to step into everything that your life could be for you. And again, I don't want to sit here and make you think there's guarantees. I don't believe there's guarantees, but I believe there's possibilities. And the possibilities grow as we grow. And our ability to move our walls down and deal with change and uncertainty from a place of strength. I don't think they know how to structure their dreams into implementation. They need guidance on how to do it. Thanks, Laura. I think that's true. I completely think that's true. I mean, do you go to school and they say Dream Building 101? I mean, do you go to school and do they focus when you go through traditional education? Do they focus on helping you fulfill your dreams? Or do they focus you on what? What does school teach us as the primary factor? What does school teach us, traditional education? What's the primary goal of it? What do people say about school? Let me hear what you have to say. What do you think it is? What do you think people say about school? What do they say, YouTube audience? What do they say about school and education? See if somebody chimes in on that. We'll come back to that. I mean, there's no class right now other than, I mean, there's probably some other things, but I mean, I feel like what I'm doing here is pretty unique. It's very simple. It's not complicated. We all know what a dream is, but I think a lot of people will listen to this. They'll look at this tagline and they won't even check in because they can't even get to that place. It's like I can't even think about a dream. I can't even. It's like you're speaking a different language. I can't even tap into that, or I don't want to face it because I'm not doing it, and it's going to make me feel less because I don't feel like I'm wired in. And I say, come as you are, wherever you find yourself, show up because, you can grow from that place. And if you're listening to this now, just the pure focus on it is going to change something in you and me and me. It's going to change you and me. So what do you think school has to do with it? I'm going to say that school teaches us to what? Get an education. Isn't that the primary message? Get an education, but there's no part that, at least traditional education, doesn't talk about following your dreams. It talks about getting an education, doesn't it? Doesn't it talk about getting an education? It doesn't say, oh, we're going to teach you how to fulfill your dreams. No, we're going to teach. And listen, education is extremely valuable. It's so important, but directed education is more important when we get to that place. It's like we start out with general education, which we need, and then we get directive education, which we kind of start to go down a path that's congruent to us. But even for young adults, I feel like they don't have the direction that they need a lot of times to figure out what is their core gift, what is their dream, what is their path, what is their high aspiration. And then we're adults. And then we're going, wait, something doesn't feel right. Something's off. I call it like walking around in a dark room and you're trying to find the light switch. There's light, but you can't seem to find it. And you're looking for it, you're searching for it. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just sitting in the dark room and you don't really care. You're just kind of, hanging out and waiting for somebody else to come and turn on the light switch, which is a possibility. But do you have a dream? Are you struggling with clarity? Has something stopped you from pursuing your dreams? Is more possible for you? Do you know somebody else who's pursuing a dream? Is there someone else you want to inspire? Let's gain some clarity today if we can. I'm giving up my time to be on here. You're giving up some time to be on here right now. It is a Saturday. It's, in my time zone, Eastern Standard, it's 11 minutes after 1 p.m. It's 2017. And you probably have some goals and resolutions. Some may have written them down, some may have not. But why not make 2017 a year where everything changes for you? Why not just make the decision? Why don't we pursue our dreams? What holds us back? What holds us back? Are we living out someone else's will for us? Are we following someone else's dream for us? Are we falling in line, doing what we think we must do or we have to do? I have YouTube going here too, everyone. It's the first live YouTube feed for myself, Free Will Dream. And I trust this message is going to reach thousands of people over the next 5 years and beyond. Unless the numbers change, I've done the research. You can tell me if you see it differently. I'm open to your opinions and feedback. But everything that I've seen is that most people are not following their dream. They don't know it, and they're not pursuing it. And is that just the way it is and it'll never change? Or can it change? Can it change? Can it become more for you? Can it become more for the collective body? So what stops you? What stops me? It's interesting. I had a couple shares here today about this, but it's not as busy as it normally is. And I think that it really strikes a chord in that it can inherently build up resistance in us that we don't think it's possible. And so the lack of feedback or the lack of shares gives me feedback as well, because it says that maybe we're not dialed in. We don't even know how to broach it. We're just kind of existing. We're just kind of, going through the normal routine and trying to figure things out. And by the way, this took me a long time. It took me a long time to figure some of this stuff out and to get clarity for myself. So I know the clarity that it's like it's a simple thing, but it's challenging to get there because there's so many things that are pressing in our lives, so many things that are happening around us. So what stops us from pursuing our dreams? We've had patterns, fear. We've had, change can be scary, which is also around fear. I'm exhausted at the end of the day. What's your advice for that? And I have a program around that, but, building purpose around it. But if you are somebody you feel like you got some of this down, and maybe this is resonating with you. Is there someone else in your life that could benefit from this? I kind of feel like I'm ignoring my YouTube audience here, but this is the first time I'm doing a YouTube feed as well, live feed, and just curious to see what comes out of this, because this will give me feedback too. But where do you find yourself in this path? Is more possible for you? Are you looking for more clarity? Do you feel like most people are on their path to their dreams today in this today's day and age, or do you feel like people are struggling to find it out? What do you think? Hey, Laura, thank you for sharing again. I think the clarity comes in reflecting back on someone's perspective. I sit and listen to your point of view and assess my own position afterwards. Your words are not going unheard. Well, thank you for this feedback. At least that's how it works with me. I appreciate your thoughts. Keep inspiring. Thanks, Laura. I appreciate that. And even though I usually get a lot of feedback. I'm not getting as much today, but that's feedback too. And I do believe that whatever I'm sharing today, the playback, if you watch it, see what happens on YouTube. It's my first time doing it on YouTube. It's just a simple message that I want to get out there for people to just stop for a minute. Just stop and maybe enjoy where you are first. Enjoy what you have in this very moment. And then just start to think about it. Just start to reflect, as Laura is saying. Maybe you completely disagree or not even in tune with anything that I'm saying, but it causes you to go back and reflect and trigger your own things. And, it's interesting. I might as well throw this out there. The other thing that I thought about doing, and I'll probably do this in a future post, but I'll give you a little commercial, is talking about self-help. Is it self-help or self-delusion? And the irony of self-help is that in order to get improved, we can go to self-help material, we can go to our spiritual place. So it's called self-help, but yet we go to someone else to get help. And the reason why is because I believe that people, or myself included, what I try to do is I don't think I'm really giving you anything that you don't have already. It's not like I'm going to drop some knowledge or something. Maybe that happens, but I think more it kind of agitates or stirs up or triggers or sparks what's already there. And that's my aim, really, is to spark or trigger what's already there. That most important thing that's already there, and bring it to the forefront to make you aware of it. And then once you're aware of it, it's like you got to do something with it. And that's really what I think this is about. And even this post today is. And thanks, Lori. I appreciate your feedback. And again, when I do these, I realize that people are all over the spectrum with their emotions, with their life circumstances. There's all kinds of different things happening with people. And people go through some really, really challenging times and challenging things, and it's hard to pick your head up sometimes when you feel like the motivation has just been sucked out of you, or the inspiration's just been completely sucked out of you, yet you still feel like there's more somehow, or you want to do more, and there's something else to give. There's unfinished business. There's a dream yet to be discovered, or a dream yet to be pursued and fulfilled. There's something. And there's something for everybody. And there's something for you. And there's something for me. And it's just merely uncovering it, bringing it to the front, and being ourselves, no matter what it is, bringing that out. I'm going to end this. I'm going to tell you a couple things. One, I have an event coming up February 4th. If you like this, I just ask that you share it. I mean, that's the only thing that I ask, because if this is serving you in some way, do you think it would serve somebody else? So you can share it. And it doesn't cost a dime to listen to these live feeds that I'm doing. I'm doing one on YouTube because my first thing that I want to do is serve. And then if there's going to be the business side of this thing, that'll come later. I'll figure that out. But right now, my first thing is to serve, and that's why I'm doing these live feeds. That's why I take time out of my day to do this, because I want to serve people. I trust that my message or something that I say will trigger something. So I have an event coming up February 4th. That is a live event. There is a cost to it, and I got to have a room that I can get access to. It's in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'll put the link here. And then I'm also going to have an interview coming up February 24th. It's a really cool story. January 21st. It's a really cool story. So I'm going to be driving. I'm going to take this on the road, and I'm going to have a really cool interview for you. I know you're going to like it. I know you're going to like it. And it's about a gentleman and his wife that they pursued their dream. And it's a really unique, cool dream. And I don't want to give too much away, but that'll be coming on Saturday, January 21st. But in the meantime, if you like this, if you like what I'm sharing here, I'm on YouTube as well if you want to go there. And just share it, share the message, be the inspiration for somebody else. Maybe something I say inspires you to go out and help somebody else. And I will be back in with you also Monday night. I'll be doing another live Facebook feed with a colleague of mine, and we're going to have some great, exciting things to talk about. And I know it's going to open you up even more. If today didn't, maybe you didn't get it today or whatever, but there will be another one. And Monday night, so I got Monday night doing another feed. I have January 21st. There's going to be a live interview. I'm going to be driving to somewhere to do that. It's a really cool story. And then February 4th, I'm going to be doing a full live all-day event, honing in on this exact thing so that we together, we're on this journey, we'll gain clarity. We're going to discuss these items that I'm talking about in greater detail. I'm going to talk about increasing your belief. I'm going to talk about what's really driving you. Like, why are you doing the things that you're doing? What might be preventing you from even discovering your dream? And then getting to a place where we can increase the clarity. And that's going to be February the 4th. That's a Saturday in Cherry Hill. Again, if you like it, if it's serving you, simply share it. You have options that you can just listen to these live feeds. You can chime in more if you want. I ultimately want to build a community here that people can come to. And I almost want to call it the dream incubator. You know, it's a dream incubator for you to bring what it is that you want and to live it out, to set the example for your family, your friends, and to be different. So thank you for listening today. I will talk to you again Monday night, if not before. I love you all. God bless you, and have an outstanding Saturday. This concludes the Facebook Live feed. Thank you, YouTube audience. I don't know who this is going to reach, and I feel like I was more directed toward Facebook, but I trust that this message helps you as well, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these. So God bless you, and we'll talk soon. I didn't get many today, huh?